Hello everyone, in this video we will be covering a new data type called as set. Some of you might have studied sets in their mathematics classes. This data type set here is the same sets that you have studied in mathematics. All the elements in a set are unique, which means that you cannot have copies of the same element within your set. It will automatically be discarded if you try to store a particular element in your set again if it's already present in set. So let's dive into the code and see how to declare a set first of all. We know that to declare a list we have to use square brackets. To declare a tuple we will have to use round brackets or parentheses. To declare a set we will have to use curly brackets, and whatever comma separated elements are stored in it will be the part of our set. Let's say I am storing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 elements in my set. First of all, let's check the class of our set data type by using type function. I have already mentioned what's the major difference that separates set from all other collections, which is that all the values in a set have to be unique. There is also another minor difference in sets, that is, we do not have indexes in set. To check that, let's access our element at 0th index, which means that it should give us number 1, right? Because the index of first element is always 0, and if I try to access that, I got an error. Type error, set object is not subscriptable, which means that we cannot access the elements in our set object using subscripts that are. We got a type error that set object is not subscriptable, which means that we cannot use subscripts on our set objects. That is, we cannot use indexes with our sets to access the elements present in it. As you can see that we cannot access the elements of our set by using indexes. So this means that all the possibilities to reassign any particular index in an element is gone. We cannot reassign any element. We cannot update any element. But what we can do is we can remove any element and then add any element. So how to do it in a set? There is a function called as add to add any element within a set. Now let's say I am using this function to add 0 in it. Dot add 0. Now if I check my set, I got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try to add 0 again in our set. If I try to add 0 again in our set, which is already present in our set, and if I check my set again, there is only 1 0. So if you want to take any advantage of this property of set, that we can only have unique values in our set, sets play a useful role whenever we try to find only the unique elements from a particular list. Now let's implement that practically. Let's say I have a list. Let's say a list equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then repeat it again 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, repeating several elements. Now I have a situation that I only want unique elements from our list. How to do that? There is a simple way that if I just convert our list to set, as we can see the class here is set, so I'll just have to use the constructor here, and I used set a list and I got the unique values only. We exploit this property of set too often in Python. This property is the most useful property of set. Now let's try to remove any element from our set. Let's say I want to remove 0 from my set. There is a function called as remove to remove any element, and now if I check the elements in my set, 0 is gone. It doesn't matter if I have added 0 here twice, but once it's deleted, it's gone. And if I want 0 in my set again, I'll have to add it again manually, because once it's gone, no matter how many times we have already added it earlier. Now there is another function to remove any element from set. The function name is discard. Now let's remove element 1 from our list. Okay, and if I check my set now, I only have 2, 3, 4. I have deleted 0 from function remove and I have deleted 1 from function discard. So the remaining values are 2, 3 and 4. Now let's try to have fun, have experiment with it and say I want to remove 1 again from our set. So I'll just have to use the function remove, and if I put 1 in it, I got an error. It says key error 1, which means that the element which you want to delete is not even present in our set. As you can see that we have already discarded 1 earlier and it's not present in our set, and if I try to remove it again, obviously we do not have 1 in our elements. So it threw me a key error. But what if I try to remove it via discard? So if I perform the same action again to delete 1, but this time through discard, I did not got any errors. Which means that in some cases if we want to remove any element from our set, we can use remove or we can use discard. But whenever we are not sure that if that element is even present in our set or not, so to avoid any runtime errors, we use discard so that our program do not terminate in between. If we want to check how many elements are there in our set, we can use the len function, which works on every collection data type in Python, and pass the length for which we want to find as the parameter. We got 3 as answer. As you can see, we only have 3 elements, 2, 3 and 4. So we got 3 as answer. Now let's create another set called, let's say, B set, and let's store strings in it, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 in integers 2. Okay, now I have A set as 2, 3, 4 numeric values, and I got B set as 2, 3, 4 in string and 2, 3, 4 in integers. There is also a property of sets called as union. Now what might union mean? Union, as the name suggests itself, that any two or more bodies are coming together to form a unity. Let's try to perform union operation on these two sets, A set and B set, and let's store the result in our third set. Let's create C set and A set dot union, and we have to pass the set as the parameter of this function B set. So our A set and B set will be combined together, and as we know that no values are replicated in our sets, so it automatically deleted these duplications. And if we check the values of A set and B set now, they are actually same. No change is reflected in them. Now there is another way to perform a union operation on our sets. The function used to perform this operation is called update. Now let's use the update function to perform the same operation, combining A set and B set. And if I check the values of A set now and B set now, as you can see the difference here, when we use the union function here to perform the union operation on our sets, the values of A set and B set were not changed. They were as it is. This is because whenever we perform the operation with union function, the union function does not alter these two sets which we are passing, A set and B set. But what exactly the union function does it returns another set which is actually the union of these two sets we are passing. So no changes are made in these sets, A set and B set. Instead it's giving a whole new set which is the union of these two sets. But whenever we perform update operation gives the direct command on which it is being used, which in this case is A set. It's giving a direct command to A set that these values present in the parameter have to be added in U. Because our A set is being updated here and the union operation is being performed on itself with the another set passed in its parameter. Now, as discussed earlier, we cannot access the elements present in our set by using indexes. So if we wanted to delete them, we had to use the remove function or discard function. We were not able to use the delete command. But the delete command can be used on our sets. It's just that it deletes the whole set. We cannot pass any index or any particular value in it. It's just like tuples. So if I perform this action and now check the value of my A set, I got an error. Because in this statement here, the del command has deleted all the evidence, all the memory allocated to our variable A set. That is why our A set is not even defined anymore. So that will be all for sets. There are many other functions related to sets. You can Google them and try them by yourself. If you are stuck somewhere in them, just leave that message or error on comments. I'll help you as soon as possible. Give this video a like and give a comment as your feedback. Share this video with your fellow learners. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Until next time.